had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Reeves about the Restorative Justice program. That she intends to accept the DJS file, applying her to complete the Restorative Justice program, the CU Humiliating class, and the probation screening assignment of appropriate course.
Okay, thank you for all of that, Mr. Altenberg. So and is it Duran Ruiz or just go by Ruiz?
Duran.
Duran?
Just
Duran, okay. Thank you for that. Well, it's tricky, right? I never quite have it right. And I think everyone's got a little bit different perspective on how to deal with the last name circumstances. But Ms. Duran, you have a charge here. Two charges, charge of possession of alcohol by someone under the age of 21 and a charge of having a fraudulent identification. The prosecutors offered you a 9-month deferred judgment. You've been in the courtroom, so you've heard me describe that, how that works, and you've heard the conversation with CURJ. You would have the CU Restorative Justice program to complete, the community living class to complete, and a substance use screen by our probation department and follow up with whatever therapy is recommended for that. Is that how you'd like to proceed?
Yes, sir.
And when you plead guilty to these two charges, you're giving up your right to trial and all of the other rights that I've described to the group. Are you doing that voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Is anybody forcing you to plead guilty? Are you under the influence of any medications or drugs or alcohol?
No.
Do you understand these two charges? We'll start with having a fraudulent identification. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree that there's evidence to support that charge?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand the charge of being a minor in possession of alcohol?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree there's evidence to support that charge?
Yes, sir.
I'll go ahead and turn to the summons now, and let me go ahead and accept the guilty plea. The first charge is having a fraudulent identification, which is a violation of section 5612 of the Boulder Revised Code, occurring August 22nd of 2025 at 1144 13th Street. How do you plead to that charge? You plead. The second charge is a charge of being a minor in possession of alcohol in violation of section 574 of that Boulder Revised Code from that same date, time, and location. How do you plead to that charge? Accepted those two guilty pleas. We'll place you on the deferred judgment. It'll be for the 9-month term. You'll have the CU Restorative Justice program to complete the community living class. And then you'll have that substance use screen with our probation officer here in just a few moments. And she will advise you on what program you need to complete in order to earn a dismissal. But the good news is when you satisfy those conditions, get the proof to her, go through that 9-month term. At the end of the 9 months, we're going to withdraw the guilty plea, dismiss the case, and seal your record. The key is don't get any other criminal charges during that 9-month period. All right, so let's go ahead and send back Aiden Poe, Alexander Tucker, and Monica Duran. We'll send you all back to probation. So you're going to make two rights, which will take you behind this wall, and then a left to the end of the hallway. That's where probation will meet with you in just a few minutes to go over all this with you.
I had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Martinez about two cases. First, 254033. He had a show cause hearing 2 days ago that was moved to today.
Right.
And the other case, 254340, which was in violation of the first case mentioned. We have approval from the city attorneys to write a new deferred judgment on the condition that Mr. Martinez continues to either check in with me in person or on the cell phone. Also would need to order an ID for him as well. He is, the reason why that was approved is because he is pretty high up on the housing list, and we're hoping to see that go through and support him through that process.
That would be terrific. Ms. Keller?
And just for the record, Your Honor, we're going to withdraw the show cause in the case ending in 4033 and dismiss that as part of the new deferred judgment.
Okay, and is the new deferred judgment in the system already?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you for that, Ms. Keller. All right, and so the sole condition in case number 4033 is that he maintain check-ins with you, is that correct? By phone or?
Correct, and also just ordering a new state ID as well.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
those two things, all right. Let me get that pulled up here, Mr. Martinez. Case number 2025-4340. In that case, then you'd be entering a guilty plea, much as you did in the other case, to the underlying charge. And there looks to be just one charge, obstructing government operations. You won't be paying any fees, but the case would stay open for 6 months. You'd be expected during that period to not have any other obstruction type charges or threats of violence charges. And then you'd have to meet or check in weekly with our court navigator, with Sebastian, for a 12-week period. So it'd be basically 12 check-ins with him to kind of keep track of things. And if something comes up and if housing becomes an opportunity for you, he can kind of stay on top of that with you. And then also be working with him to obtain a new Colorado ID. Does that all sound like things that you're willing to do?
It is.
All right. So when you plead guilty to this charge of obstructing government operations, you're giving up your right to trial and all of the other rights you have in connection with the case. Do you understand that?
Yes,
Are you doing that voluntarily?
I am.
Is anybody forcing you to plead guilty?
No,
Are you under the influence of any medications or drugs or alcohol?
I'm not.
Do you understand the charge of obstructing government operations, which means you did not move your campsite within 72 hours of being notified?
I do.
Do you agree that there's evidence to support that charge? That is always the one that causes the pause, because sometimes people don't want to. I can look at the report and just find that there's a factual basis. Would you prefer that I do that?
Sure.
I'll just take a quick look at the report. All right, I'm going to find that the report gives a factual basis for the charge. You're doing this without a lawyer to represent you. As you know, I could appoint the public defender to represent you in the case. Are you comfortable going forward without a lawyer?
Yes,
And do you understand a lawyer might do a better job of representing you than you do representing yourself?
yes, I do.
Did you graduate high school or obtain a GED?
Yes,
Okay, so I'm going to find that it's a free and voluntary decision to plead guilty. We'll accept the guilty plea now. It is to the charge of obstructing government operations in violation of Section 551 of the Boulder Revised Code on August 20th of 2025 at 1777 Broadway. How do you plead to that charge, Mr. Martinez?
no contest.
I'll accept a no contest plea. And you understand that still makes you obligated to comply with the terms of the deferred judgment? All right, I will accept that no contest plea. Place you on the deferred judgment. We'll waive the fees associated with that. It'll be for a 6-month term. Conditions are laid forward in the agreement, but I will make a special note of weekly check-ins with navigation and obtain Colorado ID. Make sure I'm taking everything. And then on, just for our record, in case number 2025-4033, which is the old case, the prosecutors are going to move to withdraw their show cause, the show cause order that was issued, and dismiss the case. And they'll file a written motion to that effect. So that takes care of everything. I do want to send you back, just have a brief conversation with probation. They're going to get your signature on the new deferred judgment agreement. There's not much for them to keep track of, but that will be your contact person. Sebastian will work with them to ultimately get the conditions verified and then the case dismissed. All right, Mr. Martinez, thanks.
Thank you.
I know you're kind of in this process. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that you'll be able to obtain some housing and get a little more stability soon. All right, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sebastian.
That hearing had a little bit of everything. Judge Jeff Cahn presided over cases that ranged from underage alcohol and fake ID charges to a camping-related obstruction, and his tone shifted seamlessly from instructional to supportive, depending on the situation matter involved. Monica Duran, who faced charges of possession of alcohol under 21 and fraudulent ID. She accepted a 9-month deferred judgment that required her to complete CU's Restorative Justice program, a community living class, and a substance use screening with probation. Judge Cahn carefully walked her through the rights she was giving up and confirmed her plea was voluntary. His explanation was patient and clear. If she complied with all conditions and stayed out of trouble, the guilty pleas would be withdrawn, the case dismissed, and the record sealed. Duran, respectful and cooperative, answered each question directly and left with clear marching orders. The second matter involved Mr. Martinez, a repeat face in municipal court. He had previously been cited for prohibited camping and obstruction, and this new case arose from failing to move his campsite within the 72-hour notice period. The city attorney, noting his progress with the court navigator, agreed to a new deferred judgment. Judge Cahn struck the earlier show cause order and dismissed one case outright, folding the new obstruction charge into a 6-month deferred judgment. Conditions were simple but meaningful. Martinez had to check in weekly with the court navigator for 12 weeks and work on obtaining a valid Colorado ID. Judge Cahn, supportive but pragmatic, reminded him that stability, especially through housing, would help keep him out of court. His tone was encouraging, even candid, as he said he was keeping my fingers crossed that Martinez would get housing soon. The atmosphere across both cases was steady and constructive. Duran's matter reflected the educational, accountability-driven approach typical of student alcohol cases, while Martinez's showed the court's flexibility when defendants demonstrated progress and effort. Judge Cahn's demeanor was classic, clear on rights and conditions, supportive of second chances, but unambiguous about the expectations that came with them. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.